What is going on YouTube? Z Dragons here, back with another video for you guys. And in today's video, we're going to be continuing our series of going over the cards that you are going to want to buy before OP14 gets released. And for today's video, we'll be going over the cards for Dracula Mihawk, or potential cards that can be used for Dracula Mihawk. And let's get on into the video. But first, if you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're planning to do a video for this for each of the OP14 leaders, so you're going to want to check that out. Make sure you guys subscribe. So first card here we're going to be starting off is this 1-cost Perona, which is a searcher from OP12. This card is a must include in the Mihawk deck, as it is going to be able to search any slash attribute type cards or green events. And we can see here that the market price for the card is $5.77, which does seem a little bit around where it should be. We did see a high of up to $8.15 early December, so I think at $5.77 we are going to want to pick this up at this price, especially considering OP14 is coming out on January 16, so it's roughly 2 weeks away. So I think we do want to pick this up at this price. And here we see the Kid and Killer from starter deck 24, the Jewelry Bonnie starter deck. This is also another searcher, and we do see like roughly two different Mihawk deck lists, where one is going to run more of the Perona with the slash attributes, and another one is running the Kid and Killer, running more of a Supernova type build. And here we see the market price of this card is $1.83. And because this is a searcher, it's also going to be a very important include for most decks. And for $1.83, we are perfectly fine at purchasing this price, especially considering when OP14 comes out in the West, if the Supernova type build is a better build for Mihawk than going the Perona route, then this card can definitely go up in price. And this is exclusively only in a starter deck as well, so I don't believe this card has ever been reprinted. And if you never bought starter deck 24, then you're not going to be able to get this card. So if you can, I do suggest purchasing this card. Here we have Roronoa Zoro from PRB02. This is a very difficult card to analyze here, because it is an exclusive card only from PRB02, and we do see here the market price of the card is $12.64, which it does seem to be a little bit high, as we did see a little bit of a dip around just under $8 late October, early November. I do think if you are purchasing this card currently, you're buying it at a high, but the only concern is going to be if Green Mihawk comes out and is just simply the best deck in the format for the West, then this can definitely, which we do know Green Mihawk is going to be a very good card, but at $12.64, I would suggest purchasing this card only because it is a PRB02 exclusive. And if we do see reprints of this card, most likely it will come from PRB03, which generally comes in November. So I don't think we want to wait a full year to get this card reprinted if Bandai is even willing to reprint PRB cards, which we do not know. So I would say at $12.64 I would purchase this card, but it's a little bit of biting the bullet. And here we have the OP07 5-cost Jewelry Bonnie. And this card is currently going for 77 cents. Another card that is just going to be included in the Supernova build of Green Mihawk. And at 77 cents, you guys are good to purchase this card. Here is the 6-cost Trafalgar Law from OP14. This card was just released for us here in the West. And the market price of this card is only 50 cents. Absolutely, you guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And here is another interesting card. We have the 10-cost Law and Beppo, which was released in Starter Deck 24, and another card which I believe was not reprinted, so it is a Starter Deck exclusive. And we do see the market price here is $3.61, which does seem, it was at a high of 5 and now it's dropped down to 3, but we can see here earlier this card was just under $1, which is like amazing. But here on TCG Player, the lowest listing here is $7.99. So for the market price to be $3.61 and then the lowest listing to be $7.99, I would say if you guys can find this card for $3-4, absolutely I would buy. But if you can only find this card here for $8, I think that might be a little bit too much, and I would pass if you are buying it at that price. And now we have Demon Aura 9-Sword Style, the 1-cost event from OP12. This card is absolutely insane. We can see here the market price is $2.07, which is a little bit high for just an event, but do note this is probably one of the best events in the game. And we can see here on TCG Player there actually is no current listings, which is a little bit concerned if sellers are preventing on selling the card, expecting it to rise even more once this Mihawk deck does release. So I do believe at $2.07 you guys are going to be good to purchase this card. It does suck because most event cards you can probably get anywhere from $25 to $1, but at $2 I think you guys should be good to purchase. And here we have I Know You're Strong, so I'll go all out from the very start, the 1-cost event from OP13. We do see it being sold only for 12 cents, so you guys are going to be absolutely good to buy this card. And here is another OP13 card, Roronoa Zoro, the 4-cost. And this card is going for only 36 cents. And I do think this card can be a very good addition to the deck. End of turn, setting this character as active, kind of just preventing your opponent from being able to clear out the character, continuously getting hits on your opponent. And for only 36 cents, absolutely you guys are going to be good to buy this card. Here we have the Billion-Fold World Tricheliosome. It's an OP06 1-cost event. It is a counter event, giving your leader or character plus 2k power during this battle. Then if you have 8 or more rested cards, it gains another additional 2000 power during the battle. This card is only going for 9 cents. You guys are going to be good to buy this card. And here we have Spiderweb from OP04, giving your leader plus 4000 power for the battle, then setting one of your characters as active. This one's only going for 43 cents. So you guys are going to be good to get this card. I don't believe this card was reprinted. I could be mistaken, maybe it was reprinted in PRB01, but you guys are going to be good to buy this card. Here we have the 2k counter Scratchman Apu. This one is the reprint from Starter Deck 24. This was the cheaper version I found for the card, and its current market price is only 22 cents, so you guys are going to be very good to buy this card. And here we have Paradise Waterfall from OP01. This is a throwback card. and currently it is listed at $1.32. I would suggest purchasing this card due to the fact that it is an OP01 card, and we do know reprints are coming, or not reprints, we do know that the rotations are coming, but I do think at $1.32 I would purchase this card because it might be a lot harder to get the card once players around your area start beginning to build the Mihawk deck. And here we have the Tashigi 3 cost from OP10, but this version is the reprint version from PRBO2. And notice here guys, this is another card that it has no listings on TCG Player. And the market price for it is $3.72. So please make sure guys that you are purchasing this card. This card is very good as an anti-removal card, so that way this card needs to be removed first before your opponents can remove the rest of your board. So $3.72, I think you guys are going to be good to get this, as it is a super rare as well. And here we have Shimotsuki Kuzaburo from OP12. This card is only going for 15 cents. You guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And here is another practically green staple, Carrot from OP08, the 5 cost, that on play and when attacking, you can stop one of your opponent's cost 7 or less rested characters from becoming active in your opponent's next refresh phase. This card's only going for 95 cents, so just under $1. Absolutely, you guys are good to purchase this card. And we have the 9 cost Shanks from starter deck 16. This one is the reprint one from PRBO2. This card is only going for 69 cents. You guys are going to be good to purchase this card. I would suggest cards like this that have been reprinted to make sure you guys have a full playset of 4, because we don't know if they'll ever reprint them again. So once prices start going up, it can be a lot harder or a lot more difficult for you guys to purchase these cards. So please make sure you guys get a playset of this. Although the Mihawk decks I've seen only run maximum 2 of this, but I would suggest just getting a playset. Here we have the 10 cost Don Quixote do Flamingo. This card was released back in OP04, but it was reprinted from PRB01. And this is another card that looks like there is only one listing for this product. And this card's only going for 92 cents right here. I would suggest, if you guys can find this card, to make sure you guys get your full playset of 4 of this card, because it was reprinted. And it is also just a really good green card. Being able to just stop up to 3 of your opponent's rested leaders or characters from becoming active in your opponent's next refresh phase is a very solid card. And here we have the 1 cost Jewelry Bonnie Searcher from all the way back from starter deck 2. This is a reprint version that was reprinted in PRB02. This card is only going for 20 cents. Absolutely, this is a pickup for you guys. Make sure you guys get a full playset of 4 of this card. And here we have the 3 cost Bartolomeo. This card was released in OP07. And this is the reprint version from PRB02. This card is currently only going for 2 cents. Absolutely, you guys are going to be good to pick up this card. I do believe this card is just run in the Supernova version of the Green Mihawk build. And here is a very interesting card. It is the 5 cost Trafalgar Law Blocker, released all the way back from OP01. And I can read the card for you guys in case some of you guys don't really know this card. It is a blocker with the on play. You may return 1 character to your hand. Play up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less from your hand back onto the field. and this card is only going for $1.04. Guys, I don't believe this card has ever been reprinted before. And a super rare card from all the way back from OP01 only going for $1. You guys need to pick up a playset of this card, especially if you're going to be running the Supernova type build for Draco Mihawk. Please make sure you guys pick up this card right now, this instant. Here is the 5 cost X Drake that was released in Starter Deck 24. This is mainly a 2K counter, but also you're going to be able to rest a cost 5 or less, and then also set up one of your Dawn cards as active. Mainly it is a 2K counter, but it is nice having that extra option to rest. And this card is going to be going for 27 cents. You guys are good to pick up this card. And this is the secret rare 5 cost Jewelry Bonnie that was released in OP12. This card is going for $8.38. We can see in the graph here, it did shoot up to as high as $10.56, but was also as low as $6.20. So it seems right now here, we are kind of in the middle ground of where its high was and where its low was, and where its low is. So I'm going to give you guys the green light to purchase this card, because it's only spending $2 more than its lowest peak is not too bad. And we do know that it can potentially go up back to this $10 mark, or possibly even more, depending on what happens with the market. So you guys are going to be good to buy this card. And here we have the 5 cost Tashigi that was released in OP12. This card is only going for 18 cents. You guys are good to purchase this card. Now, this is a very interesting card that we're going to talk about here. So this is the 3 cost Dracula Mihawk 2K counter. Originally, I believe it did come out I want to say it's starter deck 12. It's the starter deck that has Zoro and Sanji as the leader. And it was, the original art was kind of like at a pretty low, but now the original art has actually skyrocketed, and this one that comes out, that comes in the illustration box volume 4, is actually the cheaper version of the card. And we can see here that the price is $4.93, which is not too bad, but the original art a long time ago was a lot cheaper. If you guys are really wanting to build Mihawk, then you guys are going to be good to purchase this card, but I do think this card is a little bit too high, and I do think there are other 2K counter options that we can run that will maybe even be as good. So for me personally, I would say to not purchase this card. I do think this card can come down lower, or the original art one come down lower, and I just think there are going to be other 2K counter options that we can run instead. And now we have, because the side of justice will be whichever side wins, this is the promotion card that actually comes out when you attend your local tournaments at your local stores. This one is only going for 21 cents, so this actually is the cheaper version of the card, and you guys are absolutely going to be good to purchase this card. Anything in the cents, you guys are going to be absolutely good to purchase. You can't really argue over cents here. And here we have Kawamatsu from OP12. I was a little bit surprised at seeing this card in some deck lists from One Piece top decks, but as we can see here, it is a 2K counter, and kind of like how we talked about a little bit earlier with the 2K counter Mihawk, essentially as long as you have a slash attribute card that is also a 2K counter, you can replace that Mihawk with cards like this, and you'll see another card in a little bit later that kind of works like this. This card is only going for 11 cents, so a nice budget option. Absolutely, you guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And here we have another interesting card. We actually have the event search We Are from EBO2. This card lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal one card with a cost of 4 or more added to your hand, with also a trigger to activate the card's main effect. And this card's only going for 52 cents. This card can be a very good card, especially if we are running the 10 cost Dofi, because that Dofi has the special attribute, so it cannot be searched by Perona. So I do think at only 50 cents, running this card, or purchasing this card is going to be absolutely okay with me. You guys have the green light to purchase this. And now we have the 5 cost Smoker that was released in OP10. This card is pretty good. It has Banish, and you can also set up to one of your Dawn cards as active, but then be careful of the timing of it, because then you cannot set Dawn cards as active using characters' effects during the turn. This card's only going for 92 cents. You guys are going to be good to purchase this card. Here we have Karmic Punishment, a 1 cost event that was released in OP07. It's a supernova type, so it is going to be searchable by Bonnie. This card's only going for 9 cents. You guys are good to purchase this card. Here's another card that did shock me to see someone running, was this 3 cost Raizo all the way back from OP01. And this is the reprint version that was reprinted in PureBO2. This is a 3 cost 4k power 1000 counter, and it has 1 attacking once per turn. If you have 2 or more arrested characters, draw 1 card. I didn't really know that some Mihawk players are running this card, so learning this is a little bit interesting, because it also is the slash attribute, so it can be searched. And maybe this can be a very solid 3 Dawn play for Mihawk. But currently this card is only going for 7 cents. You guys are good to purchase this card. And we do see some Mihawk players running the You Can Be My Samurai from OP01. This card is currently only going for 15 cents. So you guys are going to be absolutely good to purchase this card. And here is the 2 cost event Punk Gibson from OP01. A lot of OP01 cards we're seeing pop up in this Mihawk deck list. And this card is only going for 68 cents. I would suggest buying these OP01 cards, especially the ones that have not been reprinted, like this one, Punk Gibson, just to make sure you guys have it in your collection in the event that this card ever increases in price. So you guys are going to be good to buy this card. And like we talked about earlier with the Kawamatsu, here we have the 2k counter 5 cost Hell Meppo, just a plain vanilla, but it is a slash attribute, so it is going to be searchable by Perona. And this card is only going for 9 cents. So the Kawamatsu and this Hell Meppo are kind of going to be like your cheap budget replacements for that 3 cost Mihawk 2k counter. So if you guys do plan on purchasing this card to save a little bit of money from purchasing the Mihawk, you guys are going to be good to buy this. Here is the 4 cost Roronoa Zoro from OP12. This card is only going for 7 cents. You guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And here we have the 4 cost Basil Hawkins that came out in Starter Deck 24, which reads, end of your turn, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. Was a little bit surprised to see this card. Wasn't really expecting it, but it is also a 2k counter, which is going to be very nice. And this card is only going for 26 cents. I would suggest you guys buy this card because this card was not reprinted and it's a starter deck exclusive card. So make sure you guys pick up and also being a 2k counter, make sure you guys pick up this card. And here we see the 1 cost Perona from OP09, which is also another 2k counter, but also works as a searcher, revealing up to 1 Mihawk or 1 Thriller Bark Pirates type. And this card is only going for 26 cents, so you guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And now we have the 8 cost super rare Dracula Mihawk that was released in OP12. This is the blocker one, and also setting up to 4 view Dawn cards as active. And this card's only going for $1.39, so that's gonna be a very good price to purchase this super rare card. But just kind of one note, what I would say is I would look to purchase a playset of this card if I were you guys, because we don't really know where Mihawk can go into the future, maybe within a year or 2 years of time, and maybe eventually we can see Mihawk running this card. Right now I've only seen a couple deck lists that actually run this card, not a lot of Mihawk deck lists, but I would suggest making sure you guys do buy your playset now while it's cheap, so you're not paying more later down the road. And here is a very interesting card. We have the OP12 4 cost Kuina, and there were a couple of Mihawk deck lists, 1 or 2 I think, that were running this card. And if you read it, activate main, you may rest this character. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 4 or less, then give up to 3 rested Dawn cards to your Roronoa Zoro leader. So essentially, they must be running this card just for the first effect, which is just resting one of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 4 or less, because this second effect, you just cannot give the 3 rested Dawn cards because your leader is not going to be Zoro, it's Mihawk. So I did find it very interesting that some Mihawk players were running this, but this card's price is only going for 22 cents, so you guys are going to be good to purchase this card. And here we have the last card to talk about. This card, the 7 cost Hody Jones, that was released in OP06. Now, I actually haven't seen any of the winning Mihawk deck lists from One Piece top decks run this card, but this card is just such a strong green staple that I do think you guys do have to consider running a card like this, possibly in a Mihawk deck. And currently this card is going for $5.41, and we do see it is at a low, as it did peak in mid-December at 7, and it was at another low in late November, and then after that it's just always been over $7 all the way up to $8. So here we do see the Hody Jones at a new low of $5.41. So I would ask you guys to purchase this card now while you guys have the chance, because just remember guys, with metas can always go through different adaptions, and decks and deck lists can always change throughout a meta, even if Japan has already had they already had OP14 and we're just getting it in a couple weeks. It's a whole different group of players, and metas and deck can always change. So I would look to buy this card at this current new low price. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We do have a goal of reaching 100 subscribers, so I would really appreciate you guys help me out. And if you guys do like this content, make sure you guys subscribe, because I'm going to be doing the other OP14 leaders with the same style of video. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Peace.